Hey, dog moms and dads, we need to talk, and again, it's going to be uncomfortable because today we're talking dog food recalls and how those foods can easily kill your senior dog. Now, that might sound a little dramatic, but I can tell you that in the 25 plus years I've been raising dogs and senior dogs, that over the last decade, the number of recalls has absolutely exploded with deadly results. Again, is it dramatic? Well, today we're going to look at Hill's Pet Nutrition recall that killed hundreds of dogs and made thousands of others sick all around the world. And by the way, Hill's is hugely popular and is, quote, vet recommended. In fact, Hill's underwrites an absurdly high number of veterinary medicine clinics all around the world. So that's why most vets, or at least many vets, push this type of food. So let's look at how Hill's food actually killed all these dogs and put the others in the hospital, and how you can protect your senior dog no matter which brand of dog food you use. So in January 2019, Hill's dog food was recalled. It was 675,000 cases of canned food was recalled because it had high levels of vitamin D. Now, vitamin D, it's a vitamin, it's got to be healthy. While Hill's never disclosed how much vitamin D was actually in the food, experts estimated that it was between 30 and 300 times the recommended amount, and too much vitamin D can cause kidney failure, and fast, sometimes overnight. A perfectly healthy dog, whether young, a puppy, middle-aged, or a senior dog, can be perfectly fine a couple of times eating this food and they're gone. By the way, Hill's wasn't the only company recalled for excessive vitamin D. You had Kroger, King Scoopers, Sunshine Mills, Lidl, Nutriska, Elm Pet Foods, Natural Life Pet Product. So, what actually happened with Hill's Nutrition? Well, there was one sick dog that was suffering from toxosis in the kidneys and went to the vet. Vet was puzzled. They figured out, they finally tied it to the dog food. Well, the FDA wrote a warning letter after this. They did not demand a recall. Then there was a second wave of problems, and Hill's Nutrition voluntarily recalled some products, but not all of them. See, the FDA said all they did was fail to meet its formula specifications. Very vague. Problem was, a full 11 weeks after the initial recall, there was a third wave of issues, and the company had to admit, and the FDA had to admit through their letter, that the canned food had excessive levels of vitamin D, which was killing dogs left and right and sending others to the hospital. It was causing irreversible kidney damage, obviously lethal if consumed for more than a few days. Now, the worst part of this was, through the whole thing, Hill's just steadfastly refused to tell us how much vitamin D was actually in it. They claimed that it was just an error by an ingredient supplier, but you don't get 300 times the amount of vitamin D just for a simple error. This is a systemic problem that happens with Hill's and seems to be happening with a lot of other companies as well. Even more disgusting, while Hill's did eventually pay out a couple of $1 million in a class action lawsuit, initially when pet parents who had their dogs die or were paying extremely high vet bills to treat their dogs were offered coupons to buy more Hill's pet food. So, how do you protect your dog? Number one, don't buy them Hill's. It is not a good food. It never has been, it never will be. It's been recalled many times. And if you look, there are a lot of other brands getting recalled for mold, for salmonella, and for this totally lethal vitamin D overdose. How do you know if your dog's food has anything bad, if it's been recalled? Well, you can check out petful.com, petful.com, or dogfoodadvisor.com. The problem is, while you will be more informed, you're only going to know that there's a problem after the fact, and that may be way too late. Remember, the first recall didn't happen until 2 weeks after the first batch of Hill's Pet Nutrition food went out, and really wasn't totally recalled until 11 weeks later. So 11 weeks of your dog eating a tainted food can be lethal. If you want a 100% secure way to avoid poison, tainted, and downright dangerous dog food, just stop buying it. Okay, you stop buying it, but what's your senior fur baby gonna eat? Whatever you make for him. See, Homemade dog food is cheaper, safer, and I can tell you 100% that after 25 years of raising dogs and a lot of senior dogs, it will also help your dog live longer and healthier. It will increase their health span. It's not complicated to learn how, and it's a lot cheaper than you think. And when you really look at it and start to break down the price per meal, and then add in how much more nutrition is in the food you're going to make, and the safety factor, because you know exactly what's going in their bowl from now on, it is absolutely invaluable. You want to learn how? Check out this playlist right here. It'll teach you all you need to know about homemade dog food, healthy homemade dog food for senior dogs, bone broth, everything you need to know. Check it out and subscribe to keep your senior dog living longer, stronger, happier, and healthier.